Elissa Cunane getting ready to tip off against Camila Cardoso. Cardoso at 6'7", and wearing the pink. Williams from the outside, airballs it. Stratmanov keeps it alive. Tiana, long three, goes in.
Kahia on senior day, lining it up from long range, looking good in that. It's been an incredible season for NC State. They beat 2 #1 seeds on the road in South Carolina and Louisville as Crutchfield gets a score at the rim.
Spectacular game on Thursday against Boston College, and is a major contender for 6th Player of the Year in this league. Cunane, with Cardoso out, able to get a better look at the bucket. To hang out of the zone defense.
Oh no.
For any amount of time.
He believes in that zone.
Lewis over the very tall screen set by Jaldi Tabdi.
It allows them to set up their full court pressure, but also Kiara Lewis has struggled to shoot the ball from long range this year.
Orange.
And that's a huge matchup, as you see Emily Enksler is guarding Jakia Brown-Turner. Nice finish there at the rim for Jones.
Just a spectacular, steady player who is going out in her career on a high note. Enksler has it rim off. Rebound grab by Enksler. There's the hustle. Ace Koenig graduating last year. They had a big hole at point, and Perez stepped in seamlessly.
Yeah, she's been so steady. How about Maeva Jaldi Tabdi with the outside shot? NC State, it's one thing when you get recognition from, media entities or your own school, but I think for fellow players in the ACC to acknowledge what you've been through.
Jada Boyd check in, number 5 in white for NC State, already has a bucket. She has been their punch off the bench, and there's a 3 for the Pack.
When Elissa Cunane has been out of the lineup, she's been fantastic.
And the 6th 3 for Camille this year. Lewis on the drive, finishes with her offhand.
A lot of confidence, and she really has a complete game. Doesn't have the mid-range as much, but she can get to the rim, has a good 3, and here's out of the pressure. Great job by NC State. Clicking early in this one. Boyd off of the bench, hits one from long range. But we haven't seen as much zone early in this game as I thought we would, and I think part of that is also with Cunane out of the game, not as much of an emphasis on protecting the middle.
To take the 2-point lead, Brown-Turner, the ACC Player of the Week, shot over 63% from the floor last week, and a couple of wins. First free throws for either team on the last trip down for State. Cardoso back in, conspicuous, number 14 in pink, but they passed around her to get the shot in the paint.
So good at using the glass and keeping the ball high at 6'7". She leads the ACC in field goal percentage in league play.
Lewis has to work hard against Perez.
This is a dangerous squad because they've got experience and they've got depth.
Another good play on defense by Hobby, but
what do you do in those minutes you're on the floor? And no doubt that Cunane is much improved even from last season. She's 2nd in the league in field goal percentage as NC State gets defense to offense there in the open court.
Also got into foul trouble on Thursday. They showed a video before the game of her mom talking to her. Just unfortunately, now she's working against Cunane on the other end. Hey, who's afraid of Elissa Cunane? Usually prolific scorers.
And they have Crutchfield guarding Lewis. Now Lewis has had a good start, but let's see if Crutchfield can do anything to cool her down. And speaking of cooling her down,
I'm playing because Cardoso's out with a couple of personal fouls, but boy, Maeva's also earning this playing time. Nice. Cunane thought about it, but then gave it up to Perez, and the point guard rips in and drops one in. Haley Jones gets stuffed by Jaldi Tabdi. Bien joué by the Frenchwoman. Coming up on the State Farm Halftime Report, Wake Forest, Florida State playing right now, and a feature more on Tiana Monkakahia's return.
Leading the nation in assists once again.
Not bad. Shot clock in the single digits. Boy, Kiara Lewis has done a lot of the offensive scoring load. Played her freshman year at Ohio State before she transferred to Syracuse. Hobby backing up against Finkley, and she gets the nice roll. The rest of the clock in this first half. Lewis with the floater, a penetration and off glass.
Float game going too. Come on, Kiara Lewis.
The rest of her teammates only combined to make 7. Cardoso went for the steal, and Cunane made her pay for it.
You've got to be aware on backside. Your teammates have to know what you're trying to do there to help you out.
Only the second field goal for Elissa Cunane. Mangakahia just blew right by Perez. Mangakahia playing what is most likely her final game in this building. Sweet dish from Brown Turner, and Cunane has back-to-back buckets.
And you hear Wes Moore saying, "Let's go, Elise." Speaking to Cunane, nice take there to the rim on that possession.
Syracuse trying to get only its second win in its last 15 games against a top 5 opponent today, and Kiara Lewis continues to be aggressive. Tabdi, a little bit too strong. Rebound, Engsler could not come down with it, and Reina Perez, perhaps the smallest player on the floor, gonna go coast to coast, count it. That one is a little bit too short. Perez. Wes Moore says she's the true quarterback on this team. Give her another assist, this time to Brown Turner.
Not only with the cancer itself and the treatment, but the double mastectomy. And one thing you learn as Jada Boyd gets fouled.
Moore, Cunane under duress, but gets it out of trouble. And then the nice finish. With her left hand, the nice finish for Elissa Cunane. At the line, she was fouled by Brown Turner. The lead is back up to a dozen, just like that.
She's essentially in the game right now as a power forward. And she and Cunane ran the break.
Finally, Camila Cardoso scores her first points of the game. Perez steps back from Cardoso and fires up an air ball. And Emily Engsler, who had a very quiet third quarter, comes up with the rebound. Priscilla Williams hasn't scored. Yes, she has. He's a sophomore. He's been very attached, obviously, with the team, on Kahahia in particular. And that's a good basket out of the timeout by Jaldi Tabdi, who we just showed. And then landed on the knee, but she's still in there. Lewis, that was a nice spinorama. Wow, Syracuse, 10-0 run. They try to go inside. Cardoso saves it. Lewis. Syracuse takes the lead as Kiara Lewis buries the 3. Tiana dribbling underneath. Engsler's been quiet since the first quarter. Now she's loud.
They are #1 in ACC play in three-point field goal percentage.
Lewis pulls up and nothing but net. Kiara Lewis, season high 27 for Lewis. Her career high is 32, set that last year against West Virginia. Good look underneath for Boyd, who hesitated a minute.
This would help not only for Syracuse trying to hold on to the top 4, but for their seeding in the NCAA tournament to get a signature win. Where do you go if you're NC State and you need a bucket?
Basketball coming back from a double-digit deficit in this fourth quarter. Kia Brown Turner blocked by Engsler, but a second chance put in by Boyd. Probably playing the last 27.4 seconds of her career at Syracuse along with the other seniors. Lewis goes for the bucket, hoping for an old-fashioned three-point play, but State wisely did not foul her. 13-3 run followed Syracuse's 13-0 run that gave them the lead. But the #2 team in the country, the NC State Wolfpack, win it 68-61.